evening and welcome. You're watching the News Hour Agenda. I'm Padmaja Joshi, and this week again, thank you for keeping us at #1 when it comes to primetime news. Today we saw one of the longest roadshows to be conducted by any politician in recent memory, and it took place on a day when Gujarat voted in the first phase of elections. 89 seats were voting and a tentative poll percentage of 60.2% was reported. But almost as soon as the polling ended, Prime Minister Modi's mega roadshow began. Covering 50 kilometers and 14 seats in Ahmedabad, it saw people turning out in full force. Hundreds of people lined the streets, cheering, waving flags. Many had trekked in from other cities in order to catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister. It was clear, if there's one thing that no other party can match, at least in Gujarat, it is the M factor. The factor of Prime Minister Modi and his personal connect with people of Gujarat. But today the Congress, soon after the roadshow got over, hit back, calling this massive blitz as nothing more than a sign of nervousness.
अगर आप सब कुछ अच्छा कर रहे हैं, फिर हर असेंबली में दो मीटिंग क्यों ले रहे हैं? गुजरात में, अहमदाबाद में, सूरत में, बड़ौदा में और दूसरे सिटी में भी आप गली गली घूम रहे हैं। आज उनका रोड शो है। क्या है? रोड शो। कितना किलोमीटर घूम रहे हैं? 50 किलोमीटर। एक प्राइम मिनिस्टर वोटों के लिए अगर 50 किलोमीटर की रैली अहमदाबाद में कर सकते हैं, तो उनकी हालत कैसी हो गई है? उनकी हालत पतली हो गई है।
Meanwhile, the day also saw rallies being held by the principal challengers, Congress and Aam Aadmi Party, while the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, you just heard him now, addressed a rally in Jhalore. Aam Aadmi Party Chief Arvind Kejriwal and Bhagwant Mann held a roadshow in Ahmedabad just hours before that of the Prime Minister. In the evening, Arvind Kejriwal, when referring to the kind of turnout that he saw, said that Ahmedabad alone has shown that Parivartan is round the corner. But here's the thing. Can the Congress and Aam Aadmi Party beat the BJP's magic bullet? Prime Minister Modi himself talked to anyone in Gujarat, and for them, Modi goes beyond Vikas and the Prime Minister's office. For them, he represents Gujarat itself. Now they talk of how Modi is an international leader, how he is the face and the pride of Gujarat across the world. Now the talk is not of a man who is at 7 Lok Kalyan Marg. It's of a man who's at G20, who's standing shoulder to shoulder with the US President, who's mediating between Ukraine and Russia, a man who they think can make war stop for a few hours, and a man who always remains our man from Gujarat. Does the opposition then have a match for this man, who for Gujaratis is nothing less than perhaps God himself? Or is the BJP on course for Mission 130 plus? What does today's roadshow tell us? Let's find out.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate #1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, joining us on the debate, we have Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP, political analyst Lokesh Jindal, Akashdeep Muni and Dushyant Nagar, not looking very pleased with the massive build-up I did for that roadshow. But our first question is going to be to Jai Mrugh, and for that I actually want to take our viewers across to just take a look at the route that was chosen by the Prime Minister today. Across all these 14 seats, he went through Naroda Gam, he went to Dhani Limra, he went to all of these other seats, Ellis Nagar, Thakkar Bapa Nagar, Ghat Lodhia. I want to ask you, Jai, why was this route chosen? Because nothing, when it concerns the Prime Minister, has a more important meaning. Why? Why all of these seats?
Okay. Now, actually, if you look at Ahmedabad city in two parts, now one is east of the Sabarmati River, and the other is the west of the Sabarmati River. West of the Sabarmati River is actually, the more affluent and really more high middle class localities, which are like the satellite area and those areas, Prahlad Nagar, which are indeed BJP strongholds. Now, if you look at where this itinerary starts, it starts from Naroda, okay, where there was a slight shrinkage in the margin in 17 as compared to 12. Then it's going through places like Bapunagar, a seat it marginally lost in 17. Then it's going through Nicole. Nicole is an area dominated by Patidars from Saurashtra. Okay. And then it's, before crossing into Gandhinagar, it's going through Narayanpur, which is the part of the old Sarkhej or the old seat of Mr. Amit Shah, and Sabarmati. So, and then it touches Gandhinagar South. So, it's strategically constructed route to ensure that wherever there could have been a slightly, undermined position for the BJP, that is covered well. It is covered by their star campaigner. That's point number one. Point number two, 16 seats of the Ahmedabad city and 5 in rural areas, a total strength of about 21, right? And 21 on 93 seats that are going in poll in the second phase, which effectively means in a 3-hour power strike, like a surgical strike, you're covering about 22% of seats of the second phase poll. So that's clearly the, strategic and the tactical intent of this entire route plan.
All right. So 23% of the total seats have been covered in a matter of 3 hours. Not very bad planning, but Sanju Verma, Mallikarjun Kharge is saying that आपकी हालत पतली है, इसीलिए आप प्राइम मिनिस्टर को इतनी मेहनत करा रहे हैं.
Padmaja, first and foremost, congratulations on your number one position, in the TRPs. Coming to the more moot point, I'm not surprised. I've been used to allegations that BJP dar gayi. We are today in 55% of India's geographical area, and more than 49% in terms of population is covered by BJP ruled states. Yet, every time BJP is put in the dockyard और हमें कहा जाता है. Now look at the irony, Padmaja. It's a bit of an oxymoron. Rather than just getting into statistical data, which I will at some point, when we do not campaign, which is very rare, they say, look, these guys are so overconfident. BJP इस बार हारने वाली है. इनका arrogance साफ
Hold on just a second. When do you not campaign, Sanju Verma? Because this is news to me. Whenever we've seen you are always campaigning for something or the other, including MCD Chunav, include GHMC, Surat municipality. And I have to tell you this, once I went for a vacation to Andaman, and believe it or not, in Andaman there was a roadshow of Amit Shah happening. And it has 1 seat. But anyway, go on. In times when you don't campaign.
Thank you. Yes, thanks. That's why I said it's a bit of an oxymoron. Now, the fact that we are campaigning, problem kya hai? Look at Mallikarjun Kharge's statement. He said, why is PM roaming on the streets of Surat, roaming on the streets of Ahmedabad, roaming on the streets of Vadodara? मैं Mallikarjun Kharge जी को बड़ी विनम्रता से पूछना चाहती हूँ, what is your problem? Why are you rattled if the star campaigner of the BJP is Prime Minister Narendra Modi? Let's not forget, he's a winning mascot. There's a famous saying, don't fix something which is not broken. Now you tell me that why has Rahul Gandhi spent only 48 hours in Gujarat, knowing very well that this is a state where you claim you have a good competitive advantage given the so-called anti-incumbency of 27 years. ये तो वही बात हो गई कि हॉकी का मैच है पर आप कबड्डी की तैयारी कर रहे हो.
तो हालत आपकी पतली है, लोकेश जिंदल.
See, first of all, BJP will never understand what campaigning is. We have traveled more than 2,000 kilometers on foot. It is not a road show on cars and just simply waving off to the masses. It was a yatra, and that was attended by lakhs of Indians, lakhs of masses, and that is the true form of a yatra, democratic yatra when we talk about India. Secondly, when you talk about Prime Minister Modi, there is a panic button in BJP. Now, the BJP knows that it is riding high on anti-incumbency vote. There's only a 59% voter turnout. The very sectors that BJP was pitching at, they have not even turned to vote for BJP. And now BJP is going to
It's very interesting you say that, Lokesh Jindal. How did you reach this conclusion? Because actually in the region that has voted today, it was your election to win. Of the 52, about 52 plus seats which are there in Saurashtra, Congress was there at about 30 or 32 if I'm not mistaken. If the voting percentage has come down, you should be worried. Let me quickly give you some statistics. In 2017, 68% voting had happened. In 2012, 71% had happened. Today it's 60%. Conversely, we could argue कि आपका वोटर निकला ही नहीं क्योंकि आपका वोटर इतना हतप्रभ है कि they are like छोड़ो यार जाना ही नहीं है. लोकेश जिंदल.
रियलिटी की कुछ बात ही नहीं पता. शक्ति सिंह गोहिल जी और जितने भी कांग्रेस के वरिष्ठ नेता हैं, इनके प्रति जो लोगों का उत्साह है, the way people are connecting to them, you do not know what the grassroots reality is.
अच्छा.
In fact, this time it's going to be a clean sweep. BJP knows it very well that it is having a very difficult time at the grassroots level.
Okay, एक ऐसा undercurrent sweep कर रहा है, but jokes aside, I want to just play out before I bring in Jay again. I want to play out visuals from Bharat Jodo Yatra. Fine, you are saying that Mr. Gandhi just came for a few days, or actually one day, to Rajkot and surrounding areas, and he did campaigning. But on the other hand, they have gone across 81 days, if I am not mistaken, 81 days of Bharat Jodo, where they have had turnouts in Kochi, Mysuru, Hyderabad, Nanded. They had that massive rally in Shigaon. So, theek hai, he is not campaigning in Gujarat, but the ripple effect will come from Maharashtra, from Indore, when he is going to a Mahakal temple. Gujarat में भी तो लोग टीवी देखते हैं ना, वो देख रहे हैं कि राहुल जी महाकाल टेम्पल में गए हैं.
I want to tell you, in the Shegaon rally, not just from Maharashtra, but people from all over India, they came. Let me tell you about the MLA from Nagpur, Vikas Thakre. Vikas Thakre, along with him, there were more than 3,500 congressmen going all the way just to attend the Shegaon rally, and the manner in which there was there was
okay, so ripple effect. If you have a turnout in Ahmedabad, Mr. Gandhi had a turnout in Maharashtra, in Madhya Pradesh, in Kerala, in Tamil Nadu. Sanju Verma.
Okay. Padmaja, now, I just want to make one very important point. You said something very interesting. It is true. Today the low voter turnout should be a problem for the Congress because today Saurashtra, Kutch region and South Gujarat, total 89 seats went into voting. And from the Saurashtra, Kutch region, we got 23 seats last time, but the Congress had got 30 seats. And the Congress had seen a massive jump from 2012 when they got 16 to 30. Our tally actually fell from 35 to 23. I'm giving you the hard numbers. So today, if there is low voter turnout, it's not the BJP, it is the Congress which needs to do some introspection. Point number one, I want to tell one more thing to Lokesh. I want to tell one more thing. Bear with me, I did not interrupt you. We will not discuss about the Lok Sabha voter share, which has been 62% for BJP in both 2014 and 19 out of Gujarat. Congress का 32% रहा है, but with 32% vote share, Congress has managed 0 Lok Sabha seats from Gujarat in both 2014 and 19.
Although let me just quickly correct you and say that you are not referring to last time's voter percentage in the assembly. You have cherry-picked the Lok Sabha turnout. The difference in voting percentage between you and Congress in 2017 was just about 8%, 41 and 49%.
I'm coming to that.
Okay, please quickly make your point. I must bring in the others. Yes, go on, make your point.
Yes, let me finish.
Yeah.
I was coming to that, Padmaja, but you interjected me anyway. Now, in the last assembly elections, we had a vote share of roughly 49%, Congress was at 41%. The point I'm making is that historically, in every assembly election, Congress's vote share is between 38 to 42%. Why is it that despite having a marginal difference vis-a-vis the BJP in terms of vote share, they are not able to translate that vote share into winnable number of seats?
Okay.
That is the key question.
Okay, so let me bring in Jay at this point. Jay, 2 questions I want to ask you. If today's voting percentage is low, who should be worried between the two parties? And second, do you think that today's rally also signifies that there is a worry there could be close contests and this is to push the BJP past the finish line?
Point number one, in a low turnout, always remember it is the cadre-driven party which will always stand to benefit. Any cadre-driven party, because they have a complete extraction mechanism to get the voters to the polling booth, their management techniques for it. So, in a sense, this should actually have the non-cadre driven parties or the newer parties in the state more worried that the turnout has been low, which means those swinging voters or voters sitting on the fence have perhaps just chosen to abstain, leaving the election to the core cadre voters of any party. So that's point number one. It should worry those who don't have a strong cadre. Point number two, yes, the size of the seat. It's not just about getting the BJP past the finish line. Surely, in terms of number of seats, okay, between Ahmedabad and Baroda, you will have anywhere between 35 to 40 assembly seats, right? It taking around the hinterlands, the industrial areas in between. So it's not about getting the BJP past the finish line, but it's about saying, like in an optimal way, with a minimum and a focused effort, what is the best outcome that can be derived? Because in such a small area, square meter area, you have not many seats. So I think you just need to look at it unemotionally, that this was the most strategic thing to do.
All right. So basically, Ahmedabad is in central Gujarat. So imagine that you've got here, a wheel, and then there are spokes. So if here you've got a massive rally happening, then there is Saurashtra, there is North, there is South, the tribal regions, all of them could see a ripple effect. But अगर turnout की बात करें तो चलिए आपके पास आते हैं दुष्यंत नागर जी। जयमरुख का कहना है आज अगर turnout कम हुआ है तो जिन पार्टीज का कार्डर स्ट्रांग नहीं है उनको सबसे डरने की जरूरत है। यहां पर है मोदी जी, हजारों लोग उनके लिए खड़े हुए हैं, और दूसरी तरफ है कांग्रेस जिसका सारा कार्डर अभी इंदौर में है, मध्य प्रदेश में है।
देखिए, कांग्रेस का कार्डर आज पिछले सालों की अपेक्षा में बहुत मजबूत है। 1.5 साल से लगातार बूथ मैनेजमेंट का काम चल रहा है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी में तो कार्यकर्ता बचे ही नहीं है। 400 रुपए देके भीड़ लाई जा रही है। आपने वीडियो देखा नहीं, सही से देखिए। और जो आप इंदौर की बात कर रहे हैं ना, वो तो स्वेच्छा से स्वतः राहुल गांधी जी के साथ में आए हुए लोग हैं, अलग अलग वर्ग के, अलग अलग जाति के, अलग अलग धर्म के। वो तो पूरा एक भारतवर्ष चल रहा है, उसकी तुलना चुनाव से मत करिए। वो
तो अगर बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ता नहीं बचे हुए हैं तो ये लोग जो हजारों लोग साइड में खड़े हैं वो कौन है?
अब देखिए, जब प्रधानमंत्री कोई भी आता है तो लोग आ ही जाते हैं। प्रधानमंत्री होते हैं।
अच्छा।
उनके साथ सुरक्षा का तामझाम, बहुत सारी चीजें होती है, उसको छोड़ दीजिए। इससे कुछ होने जाने वाला नहीं है। देखिए, मैं आपके सामने एक आंकड़ा रखना चाहता हूं। पिछले दिनों में जब से जीएसटी और नोटबंदी हुई है, 3.25 लाख से ज्यादा छोटे व्यवसायियों के कामकाज बंद हो गए, जिससे 30 से 40 लाख लोग जो उनसे फायदा लेने वाले थे, जुड़े हुए थे, वो लोग बेरोजगार हो गए। आज 65% यूथ है गुजरात के अंदर, जो पॉपुलेशन है।
आपको एक आंकड़ा देती हूं सर, अगर पूरे गुजरात में कोई जगह है जहां जीएसटी का सबसे ज्यादा असर पड़ता है, वो है सूरत, विच इज द ट्रेडिंग हब। वहां पर टेक्सटाइल्स का काम होता है, वहां पर डायमंड का काम होता है। अगर सबसे ज्यादा जीएसटी का असर पड़ता है तो सूरत में। जीएसटी 2017 इलेक्शन के पहले आई थी, उसके बावजूद 15 में से 14 सूरत की सीटें किसके पास गई थी? भाजपा के पास। ये जीएसटी का आउटकम है। नेक्स्ट,
वो कैसे जीती, वो भी उसके ऊपर एक लंबी चौड़ी डिबेट हो सकती है। पिछली बार
सर, हम लंबी चौड़ी डिबेट 2014 से इतनी लंबी और इतनी चौड़ी तो डिबेट कोई कमी हुई होगी।
बहुत लंबी चौड़ी डिबेट हो सकती है, और मेरे पास में बहुत सारा समय है, हम उस पर आराम से डिस्कस कर लेंगे। लेकिन
आपके पास इतना समय क्यों है दुष्यंत जी? आपको तो जाकर के कार्डर मोबिलाइज करना चाहिए गुजरात में। आई थॉट अभी आप व्यस्त होंगे गुजरात इलेक्शन के बीच में, इतना समय क्यों है आपके पास? Anyhow, let's quickly have Sanju Verma respond to that, then I'll bring in Akashdeep Muni.
Yes. तो यहाँ छाती ठोक के कह रहे हैं कांग्रेस की।
ओके दुष्यंत जी, मैंने आपकी पद्मजा, दिस इज नॉट फेयर, आई नीड टू मेक माई पॉइंट।
यस
प्लीज दुष्यंत जी, मैंने आपको नहीं टोका। दुष्यंत नागर ने कहा कि बीजेपी के पास तो कार्यकर्ता नहीं बचे हैं, तो मैं इनको याद दिला दूं, आप बीजेपी की चिंता मत करिए। आपके गुजरात के सबसे बड़े ट्राइबल लीडर, छोटा उदयपुर कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी से मोहन सिंह राठवा, who is supposed to be a tribal veteran, उन्होंने आपकी पार्टी छोड़ दी। हार्दिक पटेल ने आपकी पार्टी गुजरात में छोड़ दी। नरेश रावल ने आपकी पार्टी गुजरात में छोड़ दी। राजू परमार ने आपकी पार्टी गुजरात में छोड़ दी। एंड एनीवन हु नोज गुजरात पॉलिटिक्स नोज दैट नरेश रावल एंड राजू परमार आर वेटरन्स इन द पॉलिटिकल लैंडस्केप ऑफ गुजरात। आपको इतना पता भी है। बीजेपी की चिंता करते हो। प्रॉब्लम इज दैट अपार्ट फ्रॉम सेइंग दैट यू हैव एन एंटी मोदी एजेंडा, व्हाट इज इट दैट यू ऑफर टू द पीपल ऑफ गुजरात? गुजरात की जनता के लिए आपका कॉमन मिनिमम प्रोग्राम क्या है? वही घसी पिटी सब्सिडी देते हो आप। गुजरात इज नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन योर घसी पिटी
एक सेकेंड, दुष्यंत नागर जी, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। आप लोगों को खरीदने बेचने की बात कर रहे हैं,
चुका है इनको।
आप जो लोगों को खरीदने बेचने की बात कर रहे हैं, आपको जल्दी से याद दिला दूं कि 2 हफ्ता पहले सबसे ज्यादा अगर कोई कांग्रेस पर बिफरे तो वो असदुद्दीन ओवैसी हैं, क्योंकि उनके कैंडिडेट को शायद गोपालपुर से कांग्रेस ने अचानक से शिफ्ट करा दिया। वो एआईएमआईएम के कैंडिडेट है, विड्रॉल के एक दिन पहले कांग्रेस में शामिल हो गए शाहनवाज खान। तो खरीदने बेचने की बात नहीं करते हैं। पीपल डिफेक्ट, पीपल वांट टू डिफेक्ट, पार्टी बदलते हैं। आपकी पार्टी में भी लोग आते हैं बाकी पार्टी छोड़ करके, आम आदमी पार्टी में भी जाते हैं कांग्रेस छोड़ के या बीजेपी को छोड़ के, और फिर आम आदमी पार्टी छोड़ के वापस आ जाते हैं। तो ये कोई बात नहीं, दिस हैपेंस इन इलेक्शन सीजन। बट लेट मी आस्क यू आकाशदीप मुनि, टुडे इट इज ऑल अबाउट व्हेन यू सी अ प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी देयर ऑन द ग्राउंड एंड देयर आर पीपल टर्निंग आउट ऑलमोस्ट दिस सॉर्ट ऑफ a deified figure where they say ki bhai, for us this man is god. Who do you have in the Aam Aadmi Party to take on this man?
See, Padmaja ji, there are two, three points I want to make. First point is that my colleague's analysis, my colleague panelist analysis, that there is low voter turnout. That is why the voters have gone BJP way. I think it is incorrect, because in Punjab in 2017 the voter turnout was 77. In 2022 the voter turnout was 68. It has come down. Then also a small without cadre driven party like Aam Aadmi Party came into existence and heavily mandated. Okay, the first, with respect, the analysis was wrong. Second, you talk about people were deified by our honorable Prime Minister. I don't want to comment on that, but I want to comment on one thing. The one DT is in elections is the common man, and Padmaja ji, trust me on this, the common man will vote wherever the common man will see that benefit of the common man is happening. For 1960 was the time when modern day Gujarat came into existence. 35 years BJP ruled. 35 years Congress rule and 27 years BJP rule. Nothing happened. The common man is still struggling to make his daylight. The young man is unemployed without any berozgari bhatta. Aam Aadmi Party will give. The woman is not empowered economically. The Aam Aadmi Party will empower.
Okay, since you're talking about historical evidence, Gujarat has also historically shown, Akashdeep Muni, that at least on 3 instances that I can remember, starting with Keshubhai Patel, Shankar Singh Waghela, they have floated third fronts, and nobody has managed to get above 5-10% vote share, leave alone form a government. And these are all stalwarts.
I agree with you. With all respect to the political personalities you have named, they have done their part. But Aam Aadmi Party is not a man-driven party. Aam Aadmi Party is a common man-driven party.
Sir, that is fine. But बूथ पे ले जाने के लिए तो मैन ही चाहिए होगा ना? अगर मैं किसी अपने वोटर को बूथ पे ले जाऊंगी तो मैन ही ले जाएगा उसको. कॉमन मैन तो ले नहीं जाएगा.
पंजाब में कौन सा मैन था? पंजाब में कौन सा मैन था? भगवंत मान को तो इन्होंने साइडलाइन कर दिया था.
Okay.
उन्होंने बोल दिया था कि अल्कोहल पर.
Okay, Jay wants to respond to both of your points. One about how you refuted his analysis of low voter turnout, and the comparison between Punjab and Gujarat. Go on, Jay.
Yeah. See, I think one thing is very important. This is something which, many people close to the Aam Aadmi Party accept in private. They don't talk about it in public. इसकी हम वहां पे लेट गए हैं. Okay, they themselves say कि भाई इतना समय नहीं रहा है कुछ प्रिपेयर करने के लिए. So whatever be the bravado in public, greatly appreciate. However, in person there is an acceptance of reality that they are late in the game. Second, to convert the bipolarity of Punjab into something like a triangular contest, it's been a journey for them. I mean, the first traction starts in 2013 December when the election results are out, and your government there finally is in 2022, which is about 8.5 years later. Now, it's a little ambitious to imagine that in Gujarat you would complete that journey in 6 months. 8 years and 6 months versus 6 months here, right? So that is where the disconnect is.
And let me quickly add to that, Akashdeep Muni, when you said ki, a god-like man nahi, common man will fight. Also remember that your party is right now fighting 2 elections. Gujarat Assembly elections, where Jay is saying that you came too late, and the MCD elections, which is literally a issue of pride right now. और आपके पास इतना man management नहीं करने का लोग हैं कि आप दोनों इलेक्शन साथ में लड़ सके. बीजेपी को देखिए, उनके इतने चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं, उनके एमपीज हैं, उनके आपके मिनिस्टर्स हैं, सब कैंपेन कर रहे हैं. आपके पास कौन है? अरविंद केजरीवाल, भगवंत मान, आपके एमपीज, दैट्स इट. और कौन है आपके पास? पंजाब में, वेदर यू एडमिट इट और नॉट, आपके पास इनफ कार्यकर्ता नहीं थे. एनीवेयर यू गो, यू विल सी एमएलएस फ्रॉम पंजाब. आपके कार्यकर्ता पंजाब से आकर के गुजरात में बैठे हुए हैं. And that is a fact. But let me ask you this, Sanju Verma. Today in the evening, Arvind Kejriwal has said Parivartan is happening, and Ahmedabad has given that message. The same Ahmedabad where your Prime Minister is holding his roadshow.
Padmaja, let's be very clear about one thing. You know, when Aam Aadmi Party won 27 seats last year in Gujarat in the local body elections, people said Aam Aadmi Party has arrived. They won 27 seats in Surat. But nobody wanted to discuss the fact that they lost deposits in Rajkot, lost deposits in Ahmedabad, lost deposits in Bhavnagar, lost deposits in Jamnagar, lost deposits in Bharuch. The point I'm making is that you need concerted effort over a period of time. Then Aam Aadmi Party ने बोला सूरत में हमने अच्छा प्रदर्शन किया, अभी गांधीनगर के लोकल बॉडी इलेक्शंस में आप देखते हैं हम बीजेपी को हराएंगे. 44 seats were contested in Gandhinagar, out of which BJP won 41 seats, which is a strike rate of 93%. आम आदमी पार्टी को 1 सीट मिली, which is a strike rate of 2.2%.
Okay.
आपने सूरत के बलबूते पर यह सोच लिया हम गुजरात विधानसभा चुनाव जीतेंगे. But let me tell you, I'm sorry to say, be it Manish Sisodia और अरविंद केजरीवाल और even राघव चड्ढा for that matter, जितना भीड़ उनकी रैलीज में होती है, उससे ज्यादा भीड़ मुंबई के वड़ा पाव स्टॉल में मिलेगी आपको.
Okay, let's.
You could not even garner basic crowd.
I think Akashdeep Muni, you want to quickly respond to that.
नहीं. एक्चुअली आपने इतना सब कुछ बोल दिया. एक बात बताइए, व्हाट इज योर मॉडल? क्या करोगे पापा लोगों के लिए? 5 साल में अगर पावर में आगे क्या करेंगे? क्या करेंगे पावर में आने के लिए? रोड टॉप के नहीं, आप मुझे बताइए. मैं बता रहा हूँ, रोड टॉप.
Gujarat is in the top 5 in terms of ease of doing business. It is in the top 5 in terms of per capita income. It is in the top 5 in terms of industrial.
Okay, Akashdeep Muni, why are you asking them plan for next 5 years? आप तो ऑलरेडी कंसीड कर रहे हैं. यहाँ परिवर्तन की बात हो रही है, आप अगले 5 साल का उनसे प्लान पूछ रहे हैं. ये हम 8 तारीख को पूछेंगे, या तो इनसे या आपसे या दुष्यंत नागर से या लोकेश जिंदल से. लेट्स कीप इट ओपन. अभी इट्स टू अर्ली टू स्टार्ट लिस्टिंग your next 5-year plans. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you very much, all gentlemen. Sanju Verma, let me again remind you that whether it be the next polling day when we'll have our exit poll or counting day, Times Now is your election news headquarters. Thanks for watching.